Okay, everybody, this is the Whitman Capital Committee meeting on December, what's today, the 11th? 10th? 10th. 5:30 in Town Hall. On the agenda, the first item is approval of meeting minutes. I think Erica sent them out earlier today. It's up to the will of the committee. Do we want to act on this or hold it?
I'd say aye.
You want to vote it?
I'm ready to vote.
Okay. So entertain a motion to approve.
Sure.
I make.
Second.
Second. All in favor? Unanimous. Easy. Capital request submissions. Mary Beth, I think you got a heads up about a capital request submission, but not a...
Right, he had brought some paperwork, mentioned it to me, but he said that he would send it to me by email, so I'll push it on, but it was dated LeMay, and it would
Okay.
be water and sewer and retained earnings. So a couple of requests will be coming.
Water, sewer, okay. And then the other, I think since the last meeting, we've got a clarification on the tips dollar amount that we need for next year,
220,000.
which would be a capital request.
Yeah.
Is that what the overlay surplus is earmarked for?
Not necessarily so. The overlay surplus, I believe, was 225,000.
Mhm.
But I do know that we're looking at the police and the fire departments to make them whole and all
I
that.
know the night that Justin and I were at the Board of Assessors meeting, both he and I were asked, is police and fire the number one priority? And I said, I can't speak for the finance committee, we haven't met, but no. So
Yeah. And I just relayed that the select board had made a commitment to put an article forward to the special town meeting to make them, to backfill, I think it was 150,000 split between the two.
It was 148,000 that was actually, we reduced the fire department budget and 2 officers
Yeah.
as well. So
The tentative plan was for the fire department to pull back a capital item from
For
this year, the
95.
95, and make up the difference with
with the
Ambulance sur-
purchase account.
correct, which has come in below.
correct.
No, that was ambulance.
Oh, the ambulance. Oh.
Receipts.
Oh, okay.
There was an ambulance purchase
We still the
account that
ambulance
was
purchase
set up.
account.
And
Yeah, that's right.
There was seed money in there that first year, and then nothing was done with it. But one thing that I'll mention next
yeah.
week is that we are receiving a brand new ambulance with ARPA funds.
Right. We actually got a CARES ambulance and an ARPA ambulance, so we've
Correct.
managed to not spend town funds on 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Right.
That'll catch up to us eventually.
Right.
Okay, so that I like the idea of using the overlay surplus for tips. It's one-time money. It's one-time revenue.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that we need to fund, and our capital plan's tight. But
So what I have that will be coming out Monday night is for the 148,000. We're suggesting that 95 come from the vehicle,
Mhm.
and then the difference will come from the ambulance purchase account. Then the balance of the ambulance purchase account for the police, but then that would still be a little short, so that would be into the overlay surplus, but that won't leave a perfect 220
if we make up a couple
difference.
tens of
Free
thousands
cash.
of dollars with free cash is manageable.
Can we just, I know the abbreviation's TIPS, but I mean, the folks that are listening from home might not know what TIPS is, so can we just maybe explain that a little bit? So that,
Yeah, there's a federal grant that the Old Colony Planning Council is helping us pursue that would cover 90% of the cost of a South Avenue corridor project, expanding the sidewalks, potentially adding bike lanes, and expanding and reconfiguring some dangerous intersections from roughly Commercial Street up to Plymouth Street, Route 58. The estimate for the 10% on the town's share was going to be about $1.5 million. So that is year by year we have to spend some money to make up that design cost.
And I would think that's important that we want to stay on track.
Yeah.
We don't want to come to the end of our 5-year plan or whatever and not have the money and lose the $15 million or whatever. I know that, I believe that one of the articles was reduced
years
last
ago.
year or a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So it's 220 for this year, so I'd really like to see that funded in full.
And we're getting down to the point where there's almost the right amount in capital stabilization if it was all due at once. Right? How low is capital stabilization?
There's also a fire engine that.
and software, accounting software that, yeah,
Yeah.
it's in high demand, but at least would have options.
Well, I can tell you the capital stabilization fund, as of 12/2 was $476, $476,889.03.
Okay.
Capital stabilization?
Capital stabilization, correct. Yep.
Yep. And the plan would be to put 10% of the certified free cash,
Correct.
another 100,000, give or take.
Yeah.
105, 030, 130, correct.
There you go.
When is any discussion going to take place about the idea of taking an article that was funded by free cash for a fire vehicle and using it for not one-time purchase, but for recurring expenses?
So I think that would take place at the meeting. Is FinCom still planning on the joint meeting for
We're coming on
Monday
Monday.
evening? Yep, so that's when that discussion,
Okay.
will be had. Yep, and we know there'll be
Yeah.
varying opinions and
Yep.
discussions and
And that'll be the meeting where we close the warrant. We won't have to post it until
29th.
the 20th, and still, it's the last meeting before we post it.
It's the last meeting. I'm having a placeholder in there, and it will just be pending the, like we do, pending council's review. But yes, I'm hoping to close it.
So I think relevant to this committee, are there any capital requests we expect on the special town meeting warrant other than pulling back a fire vehicle?
Not that I know of.
Someone's mentioned it to us. And Dave LeMay, we had, last week in front of the FinCom, and he didn't mention capital requests.
This, I just met with him because I'm meeting with all the department heads. I've met with police and fire, DPW, and he mentioned it, I think it was Friday,
Okay.
that I met with him. And you met with him this Tuesday?
Just a week ago.
A week ago, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it may have come up after that.
Okay.
But no, I'm not expecting any other capital articles. Even the tip article, I would think would wait till May.
Yeah, probably.
So,
Okay.
no.
And then I know our chair, Steve Boyce, is not here tonight, but I was hoping to bring up the school's capital request of paving the high school parking lot and driveway. Parking lot and driveway, or just parking lot?
I thought
I think it's the whole thing. Yeah, if it's $1 million.
He was supposed to provide the scope of the work too.
Yeah. Just knowing that the Whitman share of that project is more than we are projecting to have in all available capital funds. I think it was would be worth asking these schools, whatever their capital subcommittee is called now, facilities
They're
and
meeting tonight.
Yeah,
they're meeting to. Oh, okay, well, there's where Steve is.
Yes.
Asking if there is a way for them to scale that project back or reprioritize other capital needs.
Phases.
Do it
Yeah.
phases.
Yeah.
Or if there is actually cost saving and doing it all at once, put it off for a year or two and pull another high priority capital item forward.
I believe the quotes for that came in at $989 and $998. If you apply a 60/40, roughly it will be over $600,000. And after we apply our fiscal policy, we're down to $510. So
Yeah.
it's more.
I think to know what we're going to have available to spend in capital, I think the first thing we have to do is figure out if the schools have an alternate project, or we're just going to say no to their only request, which you don't feel good about.
Yeah, I'm surprised they actually just submitted one article, to be honest with you. I figured there'd be
Yeah.
at least a couple of them on that to be considered, but
Yeah.
I'm sure probably because of the size of it, they probably figured they're just.
yeah, I think,
Yeah.
makes sense.
And they hit most of the technology needs last year. Well, they had an E-rate grant, and I think the fire panel. Did the fire panel last
Yeah,
year?
we-
Yeah.
Fire panel should have been replaced.
Should have.
Yeah. So they've had a steady stream of capital articles the last few years. Since it's capital request submissions, there's nothing new. Anybody want to further discuss the old ones, or are we okay until our next meeting when we get clarification from water sewer?
I know there was some talk amongst our meetings in relation to outstanding articles and the value on them. I'm curious to see if do we have a list of all of the articles that are outstanding at all?
Yeah, and I thought Jenna Genti, you didn't receive that. She had sent out
not just for like your department, but all departments, or did you?
Oh, yep, she does have a master
Yeah.
list.
So I'm just kind of curious to see if the committee. I mean, maybe we don't need to go that deep, but I'd like to get an understanding of. I mean, if we approve the articles, and again, from my perspective, from the technology, we do have a few articles that are dated because we're still working through phases of projects. But I'd be curious to see what is out there so that we have some, insight into the total value out there of outstanding
I
articles.
think that report exists. I can't find it now, Josh, but I'm pretty sure that I've seen a
Yes.
very detailed report.
Yeah.
Some of it was, no, we're still working on it. The others is, we're done, and this is left over from our project.
Okay, that we already receive a
I think,
Did
I
we?
believe so.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure, I think
I
she
can't
should set
find
one
the
up.
document.
okay. I'll
Yeah.
take a look. Thank
And we
you.
have thousands of documents to go.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing that as well.
We do have a list here of carry forwards. And this is October, balance to be carried forward on articles. So I can send this out to the whole board now. You may have it, Josh, but I can send it again.
Yeah, that would be helpful if you could.
Sure.
I'll look back too, but does that include the school district as well?
Yes, it would
Okay.
have all,
Yeah.
would have all articles.
All capital articles.
So,
Because I know we did approve fire panels, and I want to say Conley Duval and the high school possibly. So
It may even have been playground money
Yeah.
mentioned in it.
Yep.
Still kicking around, yeah.
did they ever complete those?
Yeah.
Both of them are done.
I can
I think
speak
all
for
three.
Duval. Duval is done.
Oh.
Conley's done as well. We've been up there a few
Oh, it
times.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a select person and user.
Yeah.
Oh, at least they were done. That's good.
I do know probably worth this committee considering, is there a time frame at which point you think you'd like to start initiating closing out old capital articles? And my suggestion would be into capital stabilization. Have a placeholder town meeting article to start transferring old. Rather than close them to free cash the following year,
Yeah.
we can use capital spend that's not spent
Go back to capital stabilization.
to go back to capital stabilization to start building that up for all the projects we have
Makes
coming.
sense.
Because it's one-time money and it would go to a
Time for it.
back to
appropriate.
the pot that,
Yeah, there would be exceptions. I mean, anything, community preservation funds have to go back to community
Oh,
preservation and
Yeah, well, then you'd accept
anything
it.
with restrictions. But
Yeah, that makes sense. So those would have to go in front of town meeting to be transferred back to.
correct.
yeah, but that can be a placeholder article almost any year.
Yeah.
And you hope that also gets some of that
Encourages-
money spent before
yeah.
the following town meeting,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
because there will be a question on the floor.
On the floor
Why
every year.
why
Yeah.
wasn't this money spent?
Oh, of course. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing we have to do is prioritize.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah, there's only so much.
3.2
Yep.
in requests and 510 to be spent. So.
Yeah.
And as we push our budgets, more and they're tighter, there's less turn back. So I'm not going to be surprised, in the future that we don't see huge amounts of free cash.
Yeah.
And just hope that doesn't turn around and be a lot more transfer requests because they don't have the funding in their budgets to,
Right.
run their operations. So it's a double-edged sword, I guess.
Yep.
So I guess we just need to sort of compile all these articles into a single sort of spreadsheet, I guess, to prioritize, or at least, I don't know, work with the departments to figure out, once we get everything on a one pane of glass, to be able to determine.
Yeah.
And
we
I
can-
believe Steve may have done that, or he talked about that, putting it all together on.
Tough Fee Boys. Yeah.
Right. I haven't seen
Yeah.
it yet, but yes.
The schools have, I don't know exactly what these, but I remember seeing it a couple of years ago. They have a capital spreadsheet. If Steve just wants to duplicate that, it probably makes the whole process smoother when they
Ma-
send us articles.
Yeah, Matrix. I thought they had a Matrix.
They have a matrix. Yeah.
I mean, at least from their perspective, if there's only one article this year, then
Yeah, it's easy.
I mean, if
But-
they're going to substitute it, then it'd be different. But
Yeah.
I guess, unfortunately, we don't have money for the article, so it's.
Yeah, but if they can scale that down to just the lower teacher parking lot which I think is the highest need.
Yeah, or phase it out into phases.
Or yeah,
maybe it's 3
phase the
phases
project
or something like
over a
that.
couple of years.
Yeah.
I think we could start, working with the other projects and other departments, seeing what can be deferred, what can be scaled back, and what the critical needs are, and start working from there. And then we'd have a few months of prioritizing before the warrant's set for town meeting.
Yeah, time's going by pretty quick now. It's going to be
Yeah.
January soon. So
Okay. I think that's a plan. Any other discussions which are related to or concerning the capital committee? I think we hit that with the outstanding capital articles.
everyone's getting or has access to the OneDrive to be able to access the documents.
I'm checking to see if I can
We'll
find
confirm that
Oh,
right
okay.
now.
Yeah, we looked in
Yeah,
the drive.
free cash breakdown,
Do you see it, Justin?
list of carry forwards, Mary Beth. Yep.
Oh, no, I haven't, so
I-
I did already do the carry forwards.
Yeah, it's in
They're
there.
on OneDrive.
Where are they in?
To sync with OneDrive.
Capital committee.
The capital committee. Oh, okay. Yep, you're right. You did. My
Yeah.
bad.
Oh, okay, so I don't need to.
From 1022. Yep.
Yeah, okay, good. And that came out in October.
Yeah, you dropped them into the main capital committee folder. Yep.
Okay.
How do I find the main capital committee folder?
You have to be logged into OneDrive. I can show you how to do that after.
Thank you.
Sure. Just makes it easier instead of trying to email back and forth and.
Oh, and here's our fiscal 22 and older.
Oh, you're looking at the spreadsheet?
I'm looking at it now. Just ballpark of what we're. It's a couple $100,000. 200 and. But a few of these, I think, are outstanding articles that are still being completed. Oh, balance as of. Nope, I'm looking at the wrong column.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah. Total balance, though, is pretty healthy. Okay. Yeah, no, with the right process for that, if we wanted to standardize that as an article, but it could be a recommendation from the capital committee to the select board as here's a process to start building capital stabilization funds and pushing.
So present that idea to the board.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have some big ticket capital items coming up.
I'm worried about the balance and capital stabilization with what we have coming down the line.
Right.
So.
One question that surfaced last year, and I don't think it was pushed very far, was yes, we're putting 10% of our free cash into capital stabilization. How soon after we do that can we take money out of capital stabilization?
We did discuss that we couldn't put it in and take it out that same year.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
beyond that, we didn't define a scope.
Yeah.
So you can't put, you can put 10% in, but you can't take that 10% out.
For that same year.
So in other words,
You lock it away for at least a year.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't want to just say, yes, we're following policy, but we're really not. Because
Right, we're just also
we're
spending
trying to
it.
build it up a
Yeah.
little.
No, right, exactly. Yeah. So you can't go below that threshold that you just transferred? Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Um,
Well, last year it was a bigger number, wasn't it? 2.3
Yeah, it was
million?
bigger.
So
Yeah.
230,000.
yeah, it looks like the school debt is still.
I think once
helpful.
our accounting system is replaced, hopefully the picture will be looking much better, and
Yeah.
we'll have better insight into all of this and be able to at least see pie charts and long-term plans a lot more efficiently to be able to better understand what we have in front of us and what the long-term opportunities are.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, folks. Should we set another meeting?
Yes.
Push it out to January.
Unreal.
I know. I don't think there's a reason for us to meet before the town meeting, so the 14th. Look okay?
Just me.
Yep, that's fine with me.
Yep.
I'm going to plan on 5:30 again.
The 13th is what I said?
14th, Wednesday. And hopefully for that meeting, I'll check in with Steve, see if we can compile a list of all the requests to date, if we get the water sewer specifics, although it's enterprise, so it's not part of our, it's not part of the same pot of free cash we're pulling from, but that will help.
So, yeah. What else do I gotta add? So, Mary Beth, Todd, Kathleen, Steve, Dawn, Justin. Who am I missing?
Tom.
Tom. Erica. $5:30
Yep.
to 6:30, right, Mary Beth?
That's right.
Okay. It looks like we might be out early tonight. So.
Yeah.
I just sent it out, so
Here it comes.
Awesome.
Thank you, Josh. All right. If there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion?
Seconded.
All in favor?
Bye.
Unanimous.
we're adjourned.